You started off on Instagram, making comedy sketches, and now you're about to set off on a big national tour in arenas.
Yes, my first arena tour, man.
How does that feel?
I'm actually very excited, man. We've transitioned through a lot of different stages of my career so far, and like being able to say that this is my first arena tour is like still mind-blowing. But yeah, no, it's definitely amazing, and we're working on so much, man. We got TV shows now, we have a movie on the way. Yeah, there's so much in store. So
Was it always your goal?
Yeah, I saw this come up in my timeline. I'm like, ooh, I got to talk about this because this combines a lot of things that I enjoy talking about, that I love. Obviously, I love real estate, but not just real estate. I love all things business, right? I've always read a lot of business books and been into self-help books and things of that nature. So anyway, obviously, Drewski. And this is something that I think that gets lost with a lot of content creators and these big influencers or whatnot. They are, well, I don't know them personally, but based on what I do know, a lot of these guys are, well, I shouldn't say a lot. Most of them, I'll say, are savvy business people when it comes to like their brand, their IP, all that stuff, and they do a really good job of like one, they're just naturally talented. I mean, the stuff they do is God-given, but I always use it as encouragement that, you know what, there's a lane out there. You just got to find your niche and go for it. And this is I just started on this YouTube business. I'm not comparing myself to Chusky by any stretch of the imagination, because that's not my lane. I respect comedians because, quite frankly, it's something that I enjoy and it's really hard to do. Anyone who could just get in a room with a bunch of strangers and turn on a microphone and talk and entertain every single person, that's talent to me. I enjoy, part of my channel's name is Melodicinvestor, and the part melodic comes from is that I am a musician. So I was thinking, what could I make for what name could my YouTube channel be? And I was like, why don't I go Melodic Investor? All right. It literally was that simple. Because I am creative, right? I like to do that. I played in church a lot growing up. And so I don't play any much these days. Maybe I'll do something for the channel at some point here just to expand my creativity. But I like building things, I like creating. And that's why I like real estate, because I get to envision a space and I get to make it my own and do all those things. So it's just another way for me to create. But with a lot of these there's just a lane open now, and I just feel like the world is really your oyster if you are a content creator, and not just any content creator. You have to actually like add value somehow, and it could be funny, like if you want to add value that way, or even musically, or if you are the person adding value on how to do something and how to create a thumbnail, how to create EQ microphone, whatever it is, lighting, I don't know, but there's a lane for everyone. There's a lot of dumb stuff out there on the internet that is not creating value, but is getting millions and millions of views, and people are making money off of it, getting brand deals. And I look at it sometime and I'm like, this is ridiculous, so I'm reacting to this video because I saw it, and I want you guys to be encouraged that whatever it is that you want to do, go for it, because you get one shot at this, and after that, we don't know what's after this. So let's continue.
Goal to be a comedian? Was that what you grew up wanting to be?
Yeah, I think I just didn't know. When I was younger, I used to just want to be funny in school.
Yeah.
But I got in trouble for it. So I was kind of confused early on because I didn't really know, am I supposed to be doing this? You know what I mean? Because everybody was painted to be like a bad thing in school. So, it is amazing how it actually transpired throughout life. I had to figure out what my purpose was. But yeah, nah.
I am curious about just the economics of your business. I mean, we talk about the big Coulda Fest tour, but you have all these other shows, the dating show, the Coulda House show, and I know I'm forgetting a few others out there as well. But you're producing all these yourself, right?
Yes, yes.
Through your own company. So effectively, this is your business.
Yes.
You control it.
Yes.
How did that happen?
1,000%. Yeah, 100% ownership. That's what we promote.
Yeah.
100%. But there's a reason for it though. Like I know I make the joke all the time, even with Could Have Been Records, that I do enjoy doing it, but I mainly do it for the fans, knowing that I can do it myself, and now that I have money from brand deals and people that I work with in order to do it, it's like I don't need another company to come in, which is cool. I do enjoy that, but I think building my own IP in this area is probably the most strongest thing that I enjoy developing.
In the process, from when you...
If you do blow up, or when you blow up, make sure you read those contracts, and not only you, but hire an attorney and have someone really review that stuff. And make sure that it's in your favor as much as it can be anyway, right? Because there is a point where you got it in the beginning. Maybe you don't get as much leverage, and maybe you don't take the deal. But review everything and make sure you have some form of control and it's on brand with your brand, and they don't censor you, or they allow you to be you. That's something that's important, because remember, like they're saying, not everything that glitter ain't gold. And so you don't be so happy to sign a check. I know it's easier said than done. I will find out one day, God willing. But 100% ownership. Don't be so quick to sell things. And that's something that, particularly in the Black community, when it comes to real estate, we just, it's happened in my own family. I mean, just so quick to get the check and give it up and not, get anything back in return for it. And then that's the one generation fumbles the bag for the whole entire lineage. And it takes that one person to bring it back. And, you got to put the weight on your shoulders and carry it through. So don't be so quick to sell things off. Hold on to some things. And some things is just not for sale. You want a partner, you want to work with me? Okay, come work with me. We can get this money together. But don't just be so quick to, you work so hard. Like Drewski works so hard to build his brand. And let's just say one of the big entertainment companies came and were able to write him a check to hey, we want to do it all, put you on this network, that network, or whatever. Oh, by the way, you have to stay within this parameter. Well, now you have a boss. I wouldn't want to build up a brand to have to report to someone. I report to my subscribers, supporters. Those are the people I want to be honest with at the end of the day. I don't want to have to be on to some executive somewhere that doesn't understand my content or my culture, and you have to sell that out. So don't be so quick to jump for a check. Some people get to see a little bit of money and they say jump, and you say how high on the way up. Don't fall into that. Let's get out of that mindset.
You started to where you are now. Were you ever tempted to maybe sign or take a job with a bigger company?
Well, there's some deals out there I'm still tempted with. But I'm not saying it's not out the picture, but the main thing I did start doing my own shows and giving it for free on YouTube was because I wanted to build something bigger by myself first. And then, as things happen, we have a lot of stuff coming up that will be with other companies as well. But I think I just wanted to build out my IP, and I looked up to, the Adam Sandler story of how he built up Happy Madison and just all his movies and his production company. So I wanted to do the same for mine.
When you look at the opportunities out there for the next Drewski, whoever that may be coming up, do you think that path that you took will still be there?
Yes. With social media, it's moving so fast, and I think so many people are starting to find out that they can do it themselves, which is why I pride myself on what we have done. I hope others will follow that same process and know that if you are getting money from these companies, don't just think that you have to go buy a car or go buy a big house or go, just
Facts.
splurge your money. A smart thing you can do is try to build your own IP and try to build your own business around you. So what I would do, like, let's say Nike, we work with Nike. So if Nike gives me $1 million check, I don't go and put that in my pocket or try to go get a bunch of cool stuff. I'll go and try to spend that money on one of the episodes from my TV shows. Like, and where it may sound crazy, but like that money never goes just straight into the pocket. I try to always reinvest.
Reinvest it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Nike. I mean,
Smart.
you've had a lot of brand partnerships, Beats by Dre, Nike, Raising Cane's, Mountain Dew, Google Pixel. I'm probably forgetting a few others.
Monster and,
and
Prize Picks is one of the good ones.
Wow, and so they all came knocking on your door. Why? Because you're so popular? Because you're always out there?
Nah, it's not just, I don't think it's always about popularity. I think they may feel like I have that pull on this next generation. Not to brag, I'm not a big bragger. I'm just saying, I do think I also bring a good entertainment level to the brand deals that I have, being that we could do commercials on TV or commercials for social media, and my fans, they adapt to it. Like,
Let me summarize what he's really saying is, these brands and these companies know, yes, he has an audience and all that stuff. He is popular. But more importantly, he knows how to, what's the word? He knows how to add value. He won't just come in and like, they can trust that he will bring value to their brand, and his supporters will come with that. I hope I'm making sense there. Like, they know that they cut him a check. It's not wasted dollars. Like, he'll actually do the work. That's important. He's built up this brand and some cachet in that, because these companies talk. These executives, they all talk to each other. Some of them have each other on speed dial. It works a lot like the real estate industry, the entertainment industry. Surprisingly enough, a lot of guys in entertainment own real estate. I only know that because some of the companies that I've worked for, I can't go into all these details, but some of the limited partners were people who were, in Hollywood or whatnot. But anyway, neither here nor there. My point is, he's figured out a way to bring value to the brand. And if you can find a way to bring value to people, I don't see how you lose. And I think brands will see that and say, he's bringing value to the people. Hey, while you're doing that, can you also just, drink our drink or wear our clothes and make that cool? Because again, if you make yourself marketable in that regard, I don't see how you miss. I don't see how you miss. I hope to get there one day. I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way.
they really do go and buy the stuff whenever we drop anything. So I think that has probably worked out the best for me.
There is some, I mean, looking at some of the clips that have been put out with some of these brands, I mean, there is a level of authenticity. I mean, I hate that word, that I see in what you do compared to other influencers. And I wonder, are you picking sort of brands or products that you maybe use or you have a love for, or are you kind of agnostic altogether?
Yeah, we're very picky about who we work with as well. Like, majority of my company, For Lifers Entertainment, we try to make sure that we have a say-so in any of the stuff that we're putting out or any of the commercial stuff. Like, we want to make sure that this is just as funny as the content that I'm putting out by myself. So, yeah, that's definitely marked in the contract before we sign anything with any company, is to make sure that we have say-so on any creative.
I do have to ask you about just the idea of protecting your reputation. And in the context, obviously, for a Nike or Raising Cane's or whoever, these big brands are taking a risk, right? I mean, normally they like to play it safe. They want to make sure that the people they're aligned with aren't going to say, you're funny, but you've had a few jokes, a few sketches that didn't quite land the right way. You got some pushback. So how do you navigate that? I mean, because you're trying to sort of, you know, not be controversial, but be provocative.
Well, I think I think a lot of stuff, and I preach about this, like, relationships are key. And you know, with comedy, they have to understand that comedy is comedy, and sometimes you do have to walk that line of what's funny and what's too far. So I think with having a good relationship with some of these brand partners or some of some of the higher ups in that company, they understand like, okay, this is fine, and we trust him in this because we know this is how we found him. So being able to have these conversations.
That's a big one. I don't want to just skip right over that. He said some of these executives understand his brand. Very important thing. They trust him. They trust his brand with their brand and their dollars. Doesn't mean it always works out, but it means like they're willing to bet on him. That, I don't even know. I think that's something that takes time, and a lot of people look at Drewski today, but he had to come up too, and it wasn't, he's, I don't know. This is just a good case study in the story. So many nuggets in this story for content creators alike who are looking to really grow something and be something, because I don't know, I'm getting a lot out of it, and I hope you guys are too. All right, let's finish this out.
Conversations with some of the higher ups of these companies, it's like, okay, they do have a certain sense of trust that, okay, this is Drewski and this is why we love him. So we can't cut ties because maybe we see a skit was too far, or maybe this joke was too far left. So it's worked good just off of just having good relationships with majority of the people that we work with.
I mean, how do you see social media comedy, Instagram comedy evolving?
It's headed in a great direction. I think social media now with just the streaming stuff and like the Twitch world and us getting into that. So now I'm starting to develop even pivoting my content into the streaming world and like how that works. So yeah, it's definitely headed in a good direction though, for sure.
Make sure you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.